Yo YouTube, this is my video for today, which is Tuesday the 19th of March. I'm going to get it done now while there's still some light, and you may see some pleasant countryside as I drive from my pickup. So let's start from this morning. I woke up at around about 7:30, 7:45, as in I opened my eyes and I wasn't really awake fully, having tramped in my van last night. In terms of tramping, it was good. I got a reasonably good amount of sleep. I was definitely warm enough, and it wasn't too noisy. There's a bit of traffic that woke me up sort of about that time, 6:30 time. But it was absolutely a good place to park. And as I said yesterday, no dead miles from my last stop. I probably did 20 dead meters to get to that big traffic point. So I was looking for work, and I was lying in my bed bidding on jobs, and I was hoping that experience would help wake me up. And it did, because I got a call at 8:10 offering me a job. And that job was taking me from Colville, which is perfect for me. It was 10 minutes down the road, maybe 15 minutes down the road. It's 5 dead miles to get there, as it were. I keep saying that phrase, I don't really see it as dead miles. It's 5 miles to the pickup. And it was taking me to a drum roll. I can't do a drum roll, but I'm doing it with my hands while I'm driving. Isn't good. Newcastle. And I had a kind of vague plan. I thought Newcastle was going to be a pretty decent run for me to do. And it was early in the morning. It was a pickup between 8:15 and 9:15. And the run itself was in the region of about 3.5 hours. So it would have got me into Newcastle in the early afternoon. And I thought at that point I had a chance, albeit a slim chance, of getting a paid job from the northeast across the country to the west coast, which is where I had to be for my first pickup. So I bid £160, 160, for a small van job, going 182 loaded miles. And I left. I got out, packed up out of bed. I was on the road at 8:25. So that's 15 minutes to get everything loaded up and on the road. So I went to Colville, found the place really easily. All I was taking was 4 items, which I would probably describe as being for presentations, like cases and stands for presentation. And the guys at the pickup was really friendly. He gave me paperwork, he gave me a number to call when I got to the other end, and a name, and so that was it. I did a bit of preparation, paperwork, and CX planning, and then I left. I think I must have left about 9 o'clock-ish. I arrived on site at 8:40, and I probably left site about 9-ish, roughly. And I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, it's gone now. So, and at the point at which I left, it was about 12:15 due to arrive at Newcastle. So I put as my ETA 1 o'clock to give me just a bit of time for me going a bit slower than the Google Maps thinks, B, for traffic, and C, in case I had to stop for a break. So 9 till 1 o'clock, basically a 4-hour job, and I made my way towards Newcastle. I must say that today it was a really pleasant day, as in the weather was nice, the traffic wasn't a problem. It was just really nice just watching. I tend to have YouTube videos on. I don't really watch them. I listen to them as I'm going down the road. and which YouTube was on, and the sun was shining, and I had a bit of food with me from what I'd taken, so I could eat that on the way up. And yeah, all was well in my world today. It was very relaxing and very pleasant. It was a good example of why the job's so good. I got to Newcastle at about 1:10, I think it was, and found the right place, got offloaded. They helped me, and the only thing of note that I will say about this place, so this was in the centre of Newcastle. It was a large foreign manufacturing firm, very well known, and they tend to be quite well organised. And they had, I wanted to use their toilet, and so I used their toilet, which is across the opposite the other side of the road from the forklift driver place where I dropped off. And I went into the stall, and on the back of the door there was a printed poster from the Mental Health Foundation, giving the person sitting there something to read about 10 ways of improving your mental health. And I thought it was a really good picture, and I was going to photograph it and share it, but then I didn't have my phone with me. I don't know why. I usually take my phone with me everywhere, but on this occasion I didn't have my phone, and I didn't feel I could go back to my van, come back in, just take a photo of this thing. I remembered it. I thought it was a really positive thing to have in the male toilets, being aware of mental health. There were 10 steps, and I can't remember them all, but what I did find out was that in May the 13th to be exact, it is Mental Awareness Week, and so I will probably do something to mark that day in my video if I'm working on the 13th. Anyway, so I came out of there, and I had some options now. So first thing I did was I went down the road to Lidl, parked in their car park, and I looked for jobs. And at first it was 1:30. So by the time I sort of stopped and started looking at CX, it was 1:30, and I thought I'll give myself 1 hour of waiting here, and then if nothing happens, I'll make a decision about what I'm going to do next. And there was a job came up going from Newcastle to Wolverhampton for a long wheelbase van for delivery in the morning, and I thought that would be really good if I could get that at a decent price. So I put my full long wheelbase van quote on and didn't get it. If I had got that, I would have stayed at my mum's, which would have been about an hour from the drop off, but it would have been a nice earning day. There's another job from Newcastle. No, from I know how to say it now. Prudder. I've been there once before, and someone said it. Pronounced it Prudder. Going back to Newcastle, so that's a little £50 job. Get that in before I go somewhere else. And that came up almost immediately, but I didn't get that job either. And there was another one that was a long distance one. I can't remember where it was going. Something like, oh yeah, no, I remember Huddersfield. Wasn't quite so. Newcastle to Huddersfield was another long wheelbase van. Put a bid on it, and I looked at how far was Huddersfield from my pickup from my shipper. I was going to Ulverston, sort of LA12, and I worked out that from Huddersfield to there was actually longer than Newcastle to there. So I put a bid on. I didn't mind not getting it. It would have been £150 for 125 miles, and it would have been a nice little extra bit of money for today. Anyway, I didn't get any bid, so by 2:30 I had a decision to make, and I decided that I would just dead mile it across to Ulverston. Why am I getting this wrong? I'm going to say Ulverston, but it might be wrong. I'll have to double check. I haven't written it down anywhere. It's sort of near to Kendal and on the west coast in the Lake Districts. Anyway, so I thought I'd just dead mile it there, and my plan was to pick up my stop from there early, as in 5 o'clock, and then drive to my next pickup, which is Rhyl, tramp there for the night. Then tomorrow I can pick up Rhyl, pick up Abergavenny and go to High Wycombe, and that'll make Wednesday quite an easy little day for me. So that's what I'm doing. I drove from Newcastle to Ulverston. It doesn't sound right. Oh, doubting myself now. And it was 129 miles. They were not paid for. It was 2.5 hours. Just over 2.5 hours. 2 hours and perhaps, let's say, 10 minutes. No, 2 hours and 40 minutes, let's say. And I left at 2:30. And on the way, there was a job going from Middlesbrough to somewhere, which wasn't quite going the right direction. And there was a job going from Ulverston to for a 4:30 pickup, going to about 10 miles away. And I had time to do that and go to my pickup in time, but I wouldn't have got there till just gone 5 o'clock. So I put a bid on. I thought I might be the only person in that area, but I realised that I was going to be there at sort of 10 past 5 when they wanted it delivered by 5 o'clock. So it was unlikely that I'd get it, but I thought I'd give it a try. So I put the bid on, and it stayed on the system right away through to 5 o'clock. No one else bid on it. Oh, right, no, sorry, no, it did go off. Then at 5 o'clock it got cancelled. So I think that the drop-off place closed at 5, so there's just no way I was in the right place at the right time, which is unfortunate because it would have been a nice little bit of money. If I'd been half an hour earlier, if I'd left Newcastle half an hour earlier, for example, at say 2 o'clock, I'd have got there in time. But you don't know these things, do you? And that's it really, that's my day. I've just picked up my load from Ulverston, and I'm now driving down to Rhyl through this lovely countryside. On the way across I'm going to call it Pennines, it might not be right. The road I took was the A685. So if you know the area, that's the road I took. And it was really nice countryside. It reminded me of Scotland, so sort of countryside. And it was really nice, sunny weather, and very pleasant. And now the night's beginning to draw in. I've got my trip to Rhyl. It's going to take me about 2.5 hours in total. I should be there around about 8:30. Then that'll be the end of my day. I will tramp out somewhere in Rhyl, and then tomorrow it'll be a reasonably easy couple of longish trips, and then I'm finished. Or I'll try and find something back from High Wycombe back home. But it's always quite difficult. So I think that's it really. I think that's all I need to say about today. Let me just think, anything else? I can't think of anything else that I can share. So I shall wish everyone who is a professional driver and shipper the best of best this year in trying to earn a living wage. And thank you for listening to my video. Farewell, friends.